Welcome back to the Sideline Report. I'm Donna Hopkins. Our own Nicole White has a special segment for us. It's ladies only. Sorry, Marvin.
Thanks, Donna. I've invited some of the ladies from the Salon in Wheaton. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. And as we all know, football is always a big topic in the Salon. This weekend was filled with two very exciting games. Tom Brady and the New England Patriots defeated Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts 45-7. And the Green Bay Packers gave up the lead to lose 22-28 to the defending champion Seattle Seahawks in overtime, who will be once again returning to the Super Bowl for a second year in a row. Ladies, were any of these teams that played this weekend the teams that you were rooting for from the beginning?
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Wasn't that a quick answer?
Yeah. Who were your teams that you were really pulling for to do well this season?
Pittsburgh. Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan, so
Okay.
I was way out of the game a very long time ago. That's okay.
Yeah. Got it. It happens. There's always next season.
Heartbreak all the way around.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And were you ladies surprised by any of the outcomes from the games this weekend?
Definitely the Green Bay Seattle game. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, for 2/3 of that game, Green Bay had it on lock. And then to watch things change so drastically in the last 4 minutes of the game and into overtime, I mean, it was incredible. I definitely didn't expect Seattle to rally like that.
No.
Yeah, they showed how strong of a team they were. And also, you know, with the other game, with the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts, I mean, who thought 45-7? Yeah.
Blowout. Well, that's because they should have been playing the Ravens instead of.
A better game.
It would have been a much better game.
It would have been more competitive. But we do have two teams that are still in it, two very strong teams. As we know, Tom Brady is going to his 6th Super Bowl. He's getting a little bit older now, but it looks like he's got a lot of football left in him. Do you think that this is going to give him that extra motivation to say, you know what, let me do this, let me seal the deal, get the ring, and then start looking into retirement soon? Or do you think that the Seattle Seahawks are just going to be too much for the Patriots?
Seattle's going to be too much. A younger team, great quarterback. I think they're going to win it.
Let me just say this. I disagree a little bit because this is a game that both of them match up well because both of them have good runners. As far as Blunt, who used to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers, that did a good job running, and Marshawn Lynch, and then you've got a veteran quarterback. Then you've got a quarterback that can get it done too, and you've got two great defensive teams that's going up against each other. This is going to be a knockout, drag-out, heavyweight fight down to the end. I don't think it's going to be a blowout situation. I think this is going to be one of those good games.
I agree, and I think also when we're looking at the Seattle Seahawks, they have so much personality in that locker room, right? So we see a lot of them in the headlines all the time. And, you know, they've seemed to be very successful. It's very difficult to make it to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row, and we've seen that with some of the teams that we like who have won and then haven't even made it to the playoffs the next season. What do you all think it is about the Seattle team that really helps them to do so well? It's almost like they have kind of a fraternity, right? A brotherhood in the locker room.
No, I can say the same about New England, though. I mean, they've gone back-to-back and won multiple championships as well. So
they've been there 8 times, right?
8 times.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you could say the same thing. I think that it's going to be a good game, defensive game. It would have been a better game with the Ravens. Let it go. My heart is broken, but that's okay. But I think it's going to be a good game, you know. I'm going to watch. First I said no, because my heart is broken, but that's okay.
You know, one thing you can definitely say about Seattle is it's not just their team. They have an energy that connects their team to their crowd. Like their 12th man chant is huge. And I mean, you've even heard other teams say that when they're playing in their stadium, their crowd is so loud that the other teams can't hear their plays called. And I think that actually plays a huge part into Seattle's brotherhood as a team. Like, they know that they're playing for someone else. You know, I would like to have thought that my team felt that way, but, you know, not necessarily.
The 49ers.
You know.
Okay.
At least they were there.
Yeah, they were in the running.
That's true. That's true.
They were in the running. But I definitely think that that energy that they bring, it's just, it's unmatched. So it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup between the two. I mean, just kind of going around, who do you think it's going to be, the Seattle Seahawks or the New England Patriots?
Oh, I wish it were the Patriots, but I think Seattle's going to pull out a win on this one.
Okay.
I'm now a Seattle fan, by the way.
I'll definitely say Seattle. New York fans, we don't do Boston.
Oh, okay. That's true. That's true.
That is very true. Got to stay loyal.
Hands down, I do not want New England to win.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Seattle.
I do not want New England to win. However, they will need to shake Tom Brady, sack him a couple times, and it's done. That's it. He's not going to do it.
Seattle's going to win.
Ooh, all
Wow.
Seattle.
I think I might have to say the Patriots just to shake it up. No, but I do think it's going to be a good game, and I think that, like you were saying, Seattle has that young energy and that excitement. But, you know, for Tom Brady, he's been to the Super Bowl 6 times now, and he's lost quite a few. So I think the motivation is definitely there.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's going to come down to coaching, too.
That's right.
Because you've got Belichick against Carroll, and they know each other well, and they're going to see who can out-dream each other, scheme each other, and everything. So I think that's important, too, those two coaches.
Absolutely. So a lot of preparation is going to go into the game, definitely. But switching gears, we've seen a lot of changes just in the sports industry as a whole. CBS Sports just launched a new show called We Need to Talk. And it's an all-female sports panel, so something that we have not really seen before. And they're really pioneering this whole new movement of being more inclusive to females. Do you all think that this is something that's going to be successful? And can an all-female sports talk show really grab enough ratings to keep it on the air?
Absolutely. Sports is no longer just for men.
Right.
I mean, I sit and I watch ESPN, and can follow it, guys. It's not that hard anymore. There are football fans everywhere, sports fans everywhere. So I think an all-ladies panel will give a nice, diverse view of what's going on. Plus, we all know men are visual. At least they'll have something nice to look at.
Well, especially when you have legitimate women like that show you referenced, Lisa Leslie, Layla Ali, women that are hardcore in the sport. It's real talk. It's not just the view or a lady's emotional perspective. It's hardcore facts in it. So I think people will watch.
Absolutely. Do you think that just an all-women's panel can be successful?
I definitely think so. I think you see a lot of dominant, sports players come back and anchor and things like that, but I think it's a nice switch up, and I think a lot of women will tune in and not be so intimidated when they're sitting down watching and, like you said, not being able to follow, but now we can. And I think before I could follow too, but it would be nice to hear it being delivered differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Different perspective, but I think that to really sell it, to make it successful, you think about the WNBA, and it's suffered over the years because when it first came out, it was hot, it was on every channel and everything. So I think that the way they market it is going to be important too, because I think they bring a whole new perspective to it that you wouldn't get from men. So it's got to be a way that they keep it going where it's new, that you get that audience, because you want the male audience too, because that is going to drive it too. You just don't want a female audience, so it's going to be important how they market that. First year, it's new, but what happens after that first and second year that you keep it hot where people want to tune into that? That's going to be important. And like you said, the key people they've got on there is good because those are big names, but I still think that they need to still craft it where you want to say, oh yeah, I want to see that.
Right.
Yeah. I disagree with everyone.
Okay.
I don't think that it's going to be that successful. I don't think men want to hear sports from women. Maybe it should have been half and half, and you add the women's flavor, and they're doing that now. But I think men, they like to hear the Stephen A. Smith. I don't think that it'll be that successful with men. I think for women, yes, but for men, no, I don't think so.
That's the reason I said that marketing has to be key.
It's huge.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, definitely, the landscape is changing, but like you said, a lot of times we do hear men say, I just want the women to sit there and be pretty. I'm not really trying to listen to them talk about sports. But I think, to your point, it's just changing so much. I mean, there's so many women who are really educated about the game now and who can speak intelligently to what's going on and the statistics and the storylines. So it's not just something where it just should be male dominated anymore. I think it's definitely a long time coming for a show like this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we also know that there's been a lot of turmoil in the NFL this season. This has definitely been a difficult time for them from a PR perspective. As women, how do you all feel about what took place with Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson and their domestic violence incidents?
I think the NFL dropped the ball. I think they didn't do enough investigation, and I think they knew they really didn't care of the outcome or about the domestic violence issues that went on in the NFL. And for that, I think that's probably why Ray Rice's situation made headlines, and it just blew up the way it did because of them sweeping all the other ones under the rug.
Right. It was a very much reactive approach versus proactive, and it just seemed like public interest groups, like everybody was on top of them, and so I think they made that decision to go ahead, release him indefinitely because of that. Otherwise, if that tape had not come out, all that pressure wasn't on the NFL, I don't think they would have done that.
I think race played a part of it as well. There's plenty of quarterbacks, you know, I won't necessarily mention their name, who have done far worse crimes in my opinion, and that person is still playing. So I think race played a key component in what happened and how they handled the situation. But he's back, and I think someone will pick him up. You know, he's sorry for what he did, but I don't think the NFL did their due diligence in handling the situation.
Yeah, I agree with you on the due diligence, and I look at it with a legal background from that kind of perspective where you have someone that's accused with a crime. Here we have video evidence of it, and horrific video evidence that shouldn't be downplayed by any means. But you also have an organization that runs as a business, a for-profit business, and this person is their employee. So here you have them being charged but not having gone through the legal process yet, and you're taking ramifications based on what you think the outcome of the legal process would be. And that's not what we know as due process. So that raises another issue with it, especially with the Adrian Peterson issue of disciplining his child. You know, in both of those instances, I think the NFL dropped the ball horribly. I agree with you. I think they totally responded to the social media outcry of you need to do something, you need to do something now. And I also, I kind of feel for them a little bit because as a business organization, when you're put in the spotlight like that so quickly, it's very difficult for you to sit down and get with all of the people you need to get with. Like, you have to keep in mind, these people are their contract employees. So therefore, they have rights written into their contract that you still have to honor, which was the issue when Ray Rice was let go and came back and sued. You know, so it is a touchy subject. I would hope that in the future they take heed from both of these instances and would just start now working on much better procedures and ways to handle things like this. Here's hoping it doesn't happen again, but I'm not very optimistic that it won't.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely some changes need to take place, but it seems like they're kind of doing that now, which is great. But, you know, unfortunately, we're out of time. I want to thank you so much, Donna, and thank you, ladies, for joining us today. The Sideline Report will be right back with Marvin and Donna after this. Stay with us.